A lecture hall of the Galactic Academy fell silent, its dome shimmering with starlight from distant galaxies. Floating holograms illuminated rows of students, beings from 47 different species, each chosen for their exceptional intelligence. At the center, Professor Zenthther, a crystalline entity whose body refracted the dim lights like living glass, surveyed the hall with 3 glowing eyes. Today, his voice echoed through the universal translator. We begin the trial of innovation, a test older than this academy itself. On every desk, a smooth metallic container materialized, seamless, flawless, impossible to identify. Inside each container, the professor continued, is a crystal. Your task is simple. Retrieve it. No tools, no weapons, no technology. You have 1 standard galactic hour. Begin. The hall exploded into frantic activity. A Relian student attacked her container with diamond-tipped claws. A Metherian dripped acidic secretions that normally dissolved steel. A klaxon vibrated his resonance chambers, unleashing sonic waves strong enough to shatter stone. None of it worked. Meanwhile, at the back of the hall sat Jake Morrison, a 23-year-old human from Texas, one of the first Earth students ever accepted into the academy. While everyone else battled their containers, Jake simply sat, staring, thinking. Are you giving up already, human? Asked Kara, a 4-armed Averin sitting beside him. Jake smiled. Just thinking. My grandpa always said, work smarter, not. As frustration spread through the room, Professor Zenthther floated between the desks. The alloy, he announced, is zenthther forged nutroneum composite. It cannot be melted, corroded, broken, or phased through. This is why only 17 students have succeeded in 300 years. That was the moment Jake's eyes widened. Can't be melted. But you didn't say anything about freezing. Jake stood. Immediately, several students stopped and stared. Human Jake Morrison, the professor warned. Remain in the hall. I am in the hall, Jake answered casually as he walked to the large observation window at the back. Beside it was a small emergency vent designed to regulate environmental pressure. Jake pulled it open. A violent gust of -200 degrees Celsius wind blasted into the room from the frozen courtyard outside. Students shrieked and covered their faces. Jake held his container directly in the icy stream. Jake, close that vent, the professor shouted. Just need a few seconds. Frost spread rapidly over the container, encasing it in a thin sheet of ice. After exactly 30 seconds, Jake sealed the vent and calmly returned to his seat. The entire room watched Jake as he set the container down and waited. 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 full minute. Then, crack! A sharp sound echoed through the chamber. A thin fracture raced across the top of the container, then another, and another. The invisible seams appeared, revealing the container slowly unfolding like a mechanical flower. Jake reached inside and lifted out the glowing crystal. The hall erupted in shock and disbelief. Professor Zenthther approached Jake, his crystalline body flickering with colors the translator interpreted as confusion and awe. Explain, he demanded. Jake stretched casually. Thermal contraction, Professor. When materials are cooled, they shrink. But different alloys shrink at different rates. That stress pulls the seams apart. This is basic physics we teach in middle school back on Earth. The professor stared at him for a long moment. Then his body flashed through bright colors. Laughter. Remarkable, he said. For centuries we have seen students try everything. Force, heat, acid, vibration, molecular manipulation, even multidimensional resonance. He gestured at the other students still struggling. But never has anyone considered cold. Humans, the professor continued, come from a world of extremes. Firestorms, blizzards, deserts, oceans, hurricanes, freezing nights, and scorching days. You see temperature not as danger, but as a tool. He leaned closer to Jake. This is why your species fascinates us. You see solutions where others see barriers. Jake shrugged. We improvise, it's kind of our thing. As the class dismissed, students gathered around Jake, astonished and excited. The professor called him back one last time. Human Jake Morrison, your species has been spacefaring for less than a century, yet you challenge assumptions we have held for thousands of years. He paused. What do you think will happen when humans fully join galactic civilization? Jake thought of Earth, its chaos, creativity, stubbornness, and brilliance. I think, Professor, a galaxy's in for one hell of a ride. The professor's crystalline body shimmered, half excitement, half worry. Indeed, young human, indeed.